Hi, true crime fans. All right, we are on our second to last case and sampling of episode 18. It is June 22nd. All right, there is a lot here. I'm just going to give you all the little updates, and I am going to try to be quick about it, right? Yes, I am. Sorry. After we've had a number of drinks in our flight, it's a little, look at me, I've got that thing. Who knows that thing? Where you start rubbing your nose because you've had a little bit. All right, so on our second to last case, we've got House of Wine. It is also, look at me, I am having a hard time reading. It's a carbonated wine. It is bright and fruity and flavorful, just like these cases. All right, so, ooh, look at that. If you notice, I picked it because it's June, and we're all about being LGBTQ positive, plus, whatever you want to be. Whatever pronouns you use, I am down with that. Just let me know. I'd be glad to let you, like, people should identify how they want to identify. Sorry, that's just my deal. All right, so it's not a crime to be who you are, right? Happy Jew. Oh, it's a little bit drier though than I'm used to. So if you don't, yeah, it is. It's crisp. It's bright. It's like real wine. I'm a baby. I like sweet stuff. All right, so this is our little quick bits. Sorry to bite. Dyslexic detective. Again, Patti Lee. Nice to meet you. Like and subscribe. I'm just going to tell you what the interwebs are talking about, and I call it quick bits because I'm stealing that from Emily D. Baker, who's big in LawTube, and I like the idea that it's just quick little bits. All right, so first one, Danielle Arquino Redlick. I hope she goes back to using Arquino, which was her mother's last name, before she met her stepfather, who she ended up marrying. Yeah. She knew him since she was 17 as a stepfather. He dated her mom 3 years when she was 20. Her mom died of breast cancer. He had married her, though, 3 months prior and gotten custody of her 16-year-old sister. Buried her mom under her maiden name, and then asked and started asking Danielle out on dates, and would she move in to help raise her sister. And apparently they got married. Then they dated, got married 3 years. I don't know if he threatened her. I don't know if he said, I'm going to go after, I've got your 16-year-old sister and it's either you or her. Make a choice. I don't know. But their marriage was never a happy one. That's what I do know. And that was reported widely. Again, this is now the 6th part of our sampling. She was on trial, and I didn't catch this whole thing. I did pay attention because her mom, Kathleen Aquino, is buried in Westlake, Ohio. So Danielle was born in Ohio, I believe, and grew up in the Cleveland area. And unfortunately, this Michael Redlick guy came into their lives. And I say unfortunately because dude does not seem cool to me personally. Seems sketch to me personally. And they had a horrible marriage, and there was lots of fighting, and she wanted to get divorced. They were living in Winter Park, Florida, and apparently she filed for divorce, and the judge was like, filed it wrong, too bad. And he would make jokes with his friends like, oh, as long as the kitchen knife is blah, blah, blah. Anyways, he was a drinker. He was abusive, according to her, violent, and she was devolving. She had a number of incidences where she was outside the house and wasted. Danielle, I get it. Sometimes bad just makes you wanna have a drink, right? When you're in a situation. Mine is just reading about true crime, but anyway, she seems to have been devolving and having a very hard time in getting, wanting to say something about her husband, but not contacting police, but then being drunk and then being disorderly. It's really weird. And then one night, apparently there was a fight, and he attacked her, is what she said. Now, he's not around, right? And she stabbed him in the upper shoulder, and she said she didn't think it was enough to hurt him, and she ran and locked herself in the bathroom, and he was moaning, and then the autopsy said he had 5 minutes before he bled out. Now, if you remember, folks, a couple weeks ago, maybe back in it's week 18, maybe it was week 12, there was a case in Florida of a model. Like she was what is that called when you go on that one site? What's the one site where you can pay to see people naked or whatever? Oh, why can't I remember it? There's that one website that you can get on, and not Cameo, it's the other website. And she was like a model / really hot, maybe showed a little, we don't even know. It's not my business. But anyways, she and her boyfriend were in Florida, and she stabbed him in the upper chest, and he bled out and died. So apparently, if you hit somebody right in the shoulder, you can hit their aorta. But she didn't think, whatever. And they said he had 5 minutes. He didn't call the police. Maybe he was afraid to call the police because they were having an altercation about something personal. We don't know. All we know is that she ran and hid. When she came out, he seemed to be dead. She sort of went into some weird state. I don't know. It's weird because she met him when she was 17 and he was dating her mom. And somehow he was marrying her. And also, the reason that caught my attention was the daughter they had 2 kids, a son and a daughter. And the daughter took the stand at the very beginning of this, which was the first I heard of this case. And she said, like, my mom is toxic, and my dad, he was wonderful, and we had a great relationship, and we went on all these daughter-daddy dates. And I'm thinking, girl, she was 15 when he died, 15, 16, the same age as Danielle's sister was when he said, why don't you move in to take care of your sister? Now, again, I probably watched way too many Lifetime movies. I do read a lot of murder mysteries, but I am just telling you, creepers who get young girls and groom them, and especially if you had some sort of holding something over somebody, like, I'm going to go after your sister if you don't move in. She's right there. She's pretty cute. You know, you want to move in or not? I mean, did he not groom his daughter, but did he somehow manipulate his daughter to not like her, to be on his side? I mean, he kind of seems like that guy. And then did he make jokes with the mom about what he might do with the daughter? She's looking pretty good. I don't know. But it just seems like he was the kind of guy to do. I mean, and I don't know. All I'm saying is this woman never was happy with him, never really wanted to be with him. They had a horrible marriage. So why did she stay with him? And he was her stepfather. I don't know, man. Stay away from your stepkids, people. They're not to be married. Yeah, like I'm talking to you, movie maker. You know who you are in New York City. Used to love your movies. Now I don't, except for Midnight in Paris. But anyways, stay away from your stepchildren. They are your children. All right, so anyways, she was found not guilty. She took the stand, talked about all the abuse. There was something I think that was reported. It seemed like she was holding back. Dude, I think it was the whole weird stepfather thing and what he was doing with his daughter. But anyways, they believed her that he was abusive. They believed her that she didn't mean it. She only got in trouble for messing with the crime scene, like tampering with the crime scene. She was found not guilty of manslaughter and not guilty of second-degree murder. So, yay! I think that was the right choice. Danielle, come back to Ohio. Come back to where your mom's buried. I'm sorry about your daughter being whatever by that guy, turned against you, but I believe you. All right, maybe it's just Ohio gals sticking together, but all right. GMax sentencing. The government has asked for 20 years as the maximum, and of course, her side wants 5 years because they don't think she should pay the price for that guy named Jeff. And I say, hey, you lived a fabulous life with Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, you did. You did, Ghislaine. Besides the fact that the weird thing about your dad being a bagman for Simeon Mogilevich, I'm not even going to get into the whole thing, but dude, there's a lot of weird stuff going on there. But we'll see. She's going to be sentenced soon, and we'll see which way they go. Do they give her the 20 years? Do her team wants 5 years, or do they split the difference? I don't know. She should probably get life, though, because guess what? She was an accessory to what Jeffrey Epstein was doing. She was helping him, and he ruined how many people's lives? Lots. Like, and he knew so many powerful people. I don't know. That whole thing is messed up, and I think it has to do with the messed up our system. Powerful people should not be able to hurt children. Anyway, speaking of hurting children, Harmony Montgomery's dad wants, his lawyers have filed that they want the body cam from the 2 dates in last January, I believe, right before he was arrested. And yes, they need to have that information. I don't know if it's exculpatory. I mean, no offense, dude, we know. After they looked under that house where you lived, I am pretty certain they are sifting through all the dirt under the house to see what they can find left. Sorry, Adam. I am not a fan, Adam Montgomery. And somebody posted that you spent 23 hours in solitary. So what? You're alive. Where's your daughter? Where's Harmony? Poor you. Boo-hoo. Sorry. Again, we're at the end. I've had 6 drinks, and I have no F's to give to people who allegedly abused their disappeared daughter. I mean, where is she? Adam. I'm sure you're going to say Kayla did it, but Kayla, I hope, talked. But hey, you deserve a day in court. I hope you get the body cam. I mean, if the police are effing with you a little bit, we can't really blame them, but no. You need your full constitutional rights, and you should have them. Good luck. All right, I did that quick bit. We're going to get to that next. And, Matthew Coleman. Matthew Coleman was the guy who used a spearfish gun and killed his 18-month-old and, was it 3-year-old son and infant daughter in Mexico. He was a surf dad. He was very religious, and he got involved in too much internet and went down the QAnon trail and started to believe that his wife had serpent blood and that his kids were going to grow up and be demon, like reptile humans, and hurt mankind, so he must kill them. So apparently he's been held in federal custody for long enough that he wrote to one of his friends and was like, without the internet, without my QAnon friends, guess what? I'm thinking that maybe that was a delusion. Yeah, you think? So horrific for him to have to be like deprogrammed in that way and realize that he was radicalized. And if you're on the internet and you're on 4chan, 8chan, if you're on Truth Social, if you're on any of these weird sites telling you about weird things, there isn't serpent blood. Now, we know about Jeffrey Epstein, so we can't say there aren't people hurting children, but, I mean, that's been going on since time immemorial. But, no, there aren't aliens, serpent blood, DNA, the QAnon crap that was made up by Mike Flynn, as far as I know. I'm just saying. Is part of a right-wing deep conspiracy to get people to go along with all the crazy crap that's been going on the last 6 years. You don't have to believe me. I do not have enough time to tell you where to go on the interwebs to find out. But dare I say, our enemies of our state have been using cyber attacks and using what they can gather from all our social media to push us towards very strange theories. And this Matthew Coleman was one of them. And he ended up killing his kids. So if you want to know where you're being radicalized, look towards your internet and make sure that, like, I believe a lot of weird things, but I believe it. I look it up. I try to get the data, and I look at legal filings. I mean, I look at evidence outside of, I don't just like what people say and does it make sense to me? No. I mean, I do have my own theories, but I could draw a line for you if you ask me logically where and why I think that. But I personally look for legal filings. I look for things that have been reported, like if they were reported way before it happens, like so there's no backwardsing it, you know. There's evidence out there for, as far as we know, truth. little T truth, right? Because we're all looking at our own perception. Anyways, speaking of little T truth, we have a small Murdaugh update, just in that some jail conversations have been released. Oh, Lord. And they're kind of sad because they're really actually pedestrian. Like, somebody wants his shoes, and his kids talk about, like, who wants your pink shoes? And it's just sad. It's sad. I don't even know what it's supposed to show, except that the mighty have fallen. I don't know. The Murdaugh case, we're going to find out. I'm just more interested in the bigger stuff of that. Anyways, speaking of the Murdaugh case, Mandy Matney, for the dyslexic detective, that's hard to say. She has a God, I can't even say it now. Murdaugh murder podcast on YouTube. You can find it. I believe it's also on Podbean and other places. Go follow it. Sheryl Crow retweeted it. I think she had 50 million downloads. Anyways, Sheryl Crow is a fan. I'm a fan. Go be a fan. Mandy Matney is with Fitz News in South Cackalack. She is doing a really great job. Fitz News is an independent news organization. Liz Farrell is the other reporter, as well as, who's the main guy? I have family in South Cackalack, and they're not really a fan of the Fitz guy, but I don't know. I really like what Mandy Matney's doing, so go look up Mandy. God, I can't even say that. Mandy Matney. God, if you're in South Cackalack and you're drinking, you could probably say it better than me. Mandy Matney's podcast, The Murdaugh Murders. She's got it going on. Also, speaking of murders, Vallow-Daybell. Pretty Lies and Alibis are starting a new big overview of it, and they put out one episode, Gigi and Fruit Loop, and they talked about the main players. So if you're wanting to start, to get involved, we're January 9th of this next coming year, we're having Lori and Chad. They're, still hooked together through the law, not just through marriage, but now through the courts. So Lori's case was moved to keep it at the same time with Chad's. They're both going to be in Ada County, which is Boise, if you'd like to go see it. And it's state capital, so more people, more divergent, so give them a more fair juror pool. Anyways, but Pretty Lies and Alibis are going to do this long overview of the case. So, Pretty Lies and Alibis with Gigi and Fruit Loop from South Cackalack. I think they're from the Greenview area. Go follow Pretty Lies and Alibis. Go look at what they're dropping about the Vallow-Daybell case. They talk about all cases now, but they started out just talking about the Vallow-Daybell case. Good follow, along with Mandy Matney over at Fitz News. All right. I guess, is that it? I guess we're just to my last case, which is the Depp Heard, and I'm going to pour some champagne. So this little quick bits is over, and the last case in our flight will be the next video. So if you'd like, stick with us. Go to the last video in episode 18, which will be talking about our celebrity case of the Depp Heard trial. And thanks for listening about all our little quick bits, and hopefully I'll see you next.